Undoubtedly, Ibrahim Traore, the 35-year-old president of Burkina Faso, is setting a fresh benchmark for African leaders with his actions. In stark contrast to his counterparts, who frequently fall short of their promises, Traore consistently follows through on his commitments to the people. A recent demonstration of this was when he declared his intention to step down from office, sparking citizens to rally in the streets and demand an extension of his transitional period for another 5 years. Most recently, Ibrahim Traore has once again seized the spotlight with his groundbreaking initiative. Burkina Faso has officially inaugurated a Treasury Deposits Bank with Captain Ibrahim Traore at the helm. This significant stride signifies Burkina Faso's advancement towards reclaiming its monetary autonomy. It's crucial to highlight that Francophone countries lack their own central banks. Despite the presence of the Central Bank of West African States, BCEAO, it functions as an arm of the Bank of France. Historically, Francophone nations depended on the Bank of France to safeguard their gold reserves due to the absence of their own central banks. However, with Burkina Faso's recent overhaul of its mining regulations, the nation will now possess the capability to establish and manage its own gold reserves, marking a pivotal step towards economic independence. Expected to be finalized by September 2024, the inaugural gold bars crafted in Burkina Faso stand as a testament to this progress. The inauguration of the Treasury Deposits Bank empowers Burkina Faso to autonomously conduct financial transactions, circumventing the necessity to channel through the Central Bank of West African States and averting any potential influence from France. In essence, this groundbreaking advancement paves the way for the eventual phasing out of the CFA franc. To delve deeper into Ibrahim Traore's increasing detachment from the Western sphere, let's delve into key remarks he delivered during the recent AES summit in Niger. At the summit, Ibrahim Traore commenced his address by delineating his strategic approach, delineating it into 3 distinct phases. The initial phase was dedicated to articulating their stance on the global landscape. The subsequent phase emphasized the significance of sustained advocacy and action. Finally, the most pivotal phase aimed to present a holistic vision for the future. Traore underscored the extensive outreach endeavors undertaken over the past 20 months, involving interactions with politicians, diplomats, and entrepreneurs from across the globe. He accentuated the importance of these dialogues as invaluable opportunities to learn and glean insights from diverse viewpoints, ultimately shaping their perspectives and vision. Traore delved into how their engagements with political figures, diplomats, and business magnates worldwide had enriched their comprehension of global dynamics. He stressed the importance of such exchanges, particularly for individuals from their own nations who often lack exposure to such diverse perspectives. By observing the actions and words of these global stakeholders, Traore highlighted the unique educational opportunities that emerged, facilitating a broader comprehension of the world. Delving into the broader context, Traore touched on the universal human experience, encompassing joy, sorrow, virtue, vice, and the coexistence of humans, intellectuals, and animals. He emphasized that although the world comprises this intricate tapestry, human endeavors have attempted to mold it in distinct ways. Traore outlined the imperialistic viewpoint, illustrating a vivid image of their perception of the world as a triangle. At the pinnacle lies the empire of virtue, embodying prosperity in all that is constructive, as defined by them. This standpoint confers upon them the exclusive entitlement to happiness and wealth, along with the power to impose their outlook and lifestyle on others. Traore highlighted the imperialistic portrayal of indigenous populations as a glaring instance of their worldview, branding them as primitive and positioning themselves as the rightful possessors of all privileges and rights. He exposed the imperialistic depiction in mainstream culture, accentuating the demonization of specific groups, such as Russians, South Americans, and Black individuals, as the customary adversaries. Moreover, Traore scrutinized misunderstandings surrounding Chinese goods, unveiling a technologically advanced landscape in China and dispelling prevalent prejudices. Ibrahim Traore delivered a powerful speech in which he discussed the deep-rooted perceptions and manipulations imposed on Africa by outsiders. He highlighted the belief held by some that Africa and certain peoples of South America belong to them, as well as the idea that the riches of Africa are for their own benefit. He emphasized the need for Africans to emancipate themselves from these imposed ideologies and to understand how they are perceived by imperialists. Ibrahim Traore also pointed out how external influences have distorted cultural symbols, such as the color black, and have manipulated perceptions of mourning in African cultures. He urged people to wake up and recognize the historical context of imperialism and the manipulative tactics used to influence global events, pointing to the fabricated reasons behind wars in Iraq, Syria, Libya, and the Middle East. He also highlighted the role of imperialists in creating and perpetuating terrorism in the Sahel by exploiting divisions within African communities. Ibrahim Traore's impassioned speech served as a call to action for people to become aware of their situation and to fight for their future. In the realm of defense and security, Traore emphasized our commitment to bolstering our military forces by nearly doubling troop numbers. Active recruitment drives for both officers and non-officers are underway. And we are preparing to initiate a recruitment campaign for at least 10,000 soldiers in the coming days. The continuous reinforcement of our troops is imperative, given the persistent demand for military presence in various regions of Burkina Faso. Consequently, our focus remains on recruitment and equipping our forces. We have secured partnerships with suppliers willing to provide us with essential military equipment on favorable terms, enabling us to address our equipment needs. This support is vital, especially in light of challenges posed by certain powers that have impeded our procurement efforts due to their control over specific components and mineral exploitation interests in Burkina Faso. We are resolute in addressing this issue and redistributing exploitation permits to assert our sovereignty over our resources. This strategic approach is aligned with our unwavering commitment to combat terrorism within Burkina Faso and its potential impact on the broader European Union. Traore stated, Ibrahim Traore underscored the persistent challenges of corruption, poor governance, and ethical lapses in various administrations. He detailed efforts that had been undertaken to monitor and tackle these issues, including the establishment of anti-corruption bodies and recent arrests following reports of misconduct. He announced the forthcoming launch of a new initiative by the month's end, which would involve the implementation of oversight bodies in all ministries to detect and rectify malfunctions and corruption. Furthermore, Ibrahim Traore emphasized the importance of recognizing honest workers who have been overshadowed by corrupt individuals and preventing these individuals from manipulating and exploiting others. He affirmed that the objective was to prevent a self-appointed elite from monopolizing rights and privileges within the administrations. In the realm of diplomacy, Ibrahim Traore conveyed that the AES had embraced a collaborative approach, ensuring that partnerships, whether African or foreign, would be established consensually within the AES. Moreover, the AES had committed to a diplomacy of honesty, eschewing dishonest or deceptive practices and refraining from labeling them as diplomacy. Ibrahim stressed that public appearances and speeches only represented the visible surface of a much larger framework, likening them to the tip of an iceberg. He highlighted that genuine diplomacy unfolded behind the scenes and was distinct from mere public displays. The AES is committed to honesty with its populace, even in the face of potential criticism. Ibrahim recognized that some individuals might disapprove of such transparency and argue that a head of state should not communicate in such a candid manner. Nevertheless, he questioned the necessity of adhering to traditional diplomatic norms, suggesting that perhaps these critics had been educated in a governance paradigm unfamiliar to him and his colleagues. The AES is dedicated to forging its distinct model and identity. Ibrahim stressed Burkina Faso's dedication to truth, highlighting the nation's inherent values of openness and transparency. Additionally, he emphasized the significance of acknowledging and rectifying errors, advocating for public forgiveness when mistakes occur. The AES is resolutely committed to avoiding disingenuous diplomacy. In a discussion about the Ivorian regime during an interview, Ibrahim faced backlash from some Burkinabe individuals. Despite the criticism, he firmly restated the AS's stance, clarifying that their concerns were directed not towards the Ivorian people, but towards those in power in Ivory Coast. Remaining steadfast, Ibrahim underscored the existence of an operations center in Abidjan aimed at destabilizing Burkina Faso. Your feedback on this topic would be greatly appreciated. Please subscribe, like, and share. Share your thoughts in the comments section below.